Here's the Sears all covered up. There's a John Deere that I used to bring everything down. Not much stuff, just a few things. She's been covered up all winter, so it's been a process of uncovering and firing up because I actually need a real tractor to pull some stuff out of the container over there. The John Deere just can't handle it, so gonna go ahead and uncover. I mean, I'm hoping it's still in good condition with all tires that still have air in them. And there's a crash been covered up. Not gonna worry about this one until later. But like I said, I just need this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and uncover it. Well, you can see it's a bit dirty here. That on the hood should wipe off. I just have one problem. Back here on these fenders, for some reason, the paint bubbled up. I don't know how I can get rid of that. I guess, I don't know. Looks like if I rub it out, you'll barely be able to tell it's there, but it kind of sucks. There's a little tractor show I take this to. It's my most presentable one. So, we'll see what we can do with that. Now it's only getting it running. So I'm going to open up the hood here if I have enough room. Yeah. Alright, looks good. I don't think this has an oil leak. I never had one. You can see my exhaust. It's a little rusty. Well, looks good. Smells good too. Be a little cautious. I know there's a lot of bugs around here, especially bees. I can hear something buzzing. Just a little gas down there. I bought a new battery for this last night because I had one to turn in for a cord charge. Well, there she is. So far the tires look good. I couldn't see that one over there, but they still look like they're in half decent shape. Oh man, that's another problem. At the end of the year I took all the keys out of these things and set them somewhere, and they've been misplaced, so this one has a different key than most. It's gonna be problematic. So, forgot about that. Well, once I get done finding the keys for this, I'll come back to you. Alright, so I got the new battery in, which I'm not very sure about. It's one of those cheap kind of ones from Walmart, which is fine, but 275 cold cranking amps and 350 cranking amps. I'm hoping that's enough, because if I remember, this tractor had a hard time turning over with the other small battery used. So I'm hoping this one's good enough. Got it connected. Did some looking. Turns out the key will work in this one, any random key. It had some gas in the tank. The oil was good, so I'm going to go ahead and try to turn her over here. Like I said, I don't know about the paint back there. It kind of sucks, but I'll figure it out once I get it out of this hole of mud and nastiness. So, get the key. Set you up. I don't know if you'll be able to see here. It should do. It's basically everything. I'd say so far that's successful. I'm going to do a little fuel work and then get back to you. runs. Try it again. Alright, so here's the Sears in the garage. There's the deck over there against the John Deere. The first video was a little slow. That's just because it was the first time I was down there in a while, just making sure everything was good. Wasn't really focusing on the video, so. Since I brought it up, I been running around. Like I said, I needed it for some work out in the back. Pulling some things, which is a great job at. The reason the deck's off because I take it up this tractor show, and it doesn't necessarily fit in the truck with the deck on it. So, plus I don't want to break the deck up there. It still runs great. It's got a little spot where if you're like starting to like turn over and then stop, and if you keep holding the key down, it'll get past. I guess it's the compression stroke or something. I mean, a fully charged good battery, it'll turn right over, but. So everything, I left out in the sun a few days. You can see there's still some little spots here, but they're not raised up, and you can't really tell as much for there's water underneath the paint. And up here on the hood, there's a few spots where I just took my knife and I popped these bubbles and water come out. But I didn't do it with all of them because I didn't have enough time. Which I'm kind of glad because after it was in the sun, the water seemed to, I guess, evaporate out. Another problem is, get this hood off. Last year, I had it running up underneath here for the charging system. I guess you call it the rectifier or whatever. I redid the wiring in there just so it was all neat and worked, because it didn't work when we got it. So I made up my own schematic and all that stuff off what I needed to know, and it ran and charged the battery, and the amp meter worked. And the reason it wasn't working when I first started running it because I didn't have a fuse in there. To my knowledge, it took a 15 amp fuse, one of those glass, like the glass tube like fuses, and that's in that tractor now. And I have plenty other amperage fuses, but no 15s. So what I did was just take the two wires and cut the glass tube fuse out. There's probably a proper name. The holder for that out. And I just put spade connectors on the end, heat shrink them so they wouldn't make contact, and stuck myself in one of these newer type fuses for a 15 amp. But when I started it up, it was probably not even at half throttle and it was drawing like 15 amps. I knew it was going to happen, so as soon as I throttled it up, the battery's so dead it was taking a draw. It spiked over past 30 amps and blew the fuse. So I was thinking about putting a 20 amp fuse in there, but of course I don't have any of them. I got 30s, 15s, 5, but I might just charge the battery and throw a 15 in there and hope it doesn't draw more than 20 or so it don't blow the fuse. But other than that, tomorrow's a tractor show. Hopefully I can load it up in the truck alright. Runs fine, I'm not going to run it right now, but yeah, everything seems good. There's only one problem in the drivetrain part here. This, right here where this axle meets the wheel hub, I guess you could call it. It looks like it's a little wet with oil. I guess the seal's probably just going bad. I'm sure it's all original. And, other than that, it's fine. It's a great tractor, man. It's really got a lot of power. Another thing, these headlights aren't hooked up, but today I decided to test them. Just hook some power up, and there's light bulbs in there, and they run, so I didn't know that. So maybe I'll hook them up one day. And, definitely gonna have more videos on it, but for now, that's just an update. So, thanks for watching.